be probationary. If within the first 6 months, these sensitive questions are not brought to bear in the affirmative, where is Brigadier General, who authorized the withdrawal of soldiers 30 minutes before the operation that saw to the kidnapping of the MAGA, 25 children in MAGA, and etc., are not answered, or no progress is seen by the Senate, by extension the country, because the Senate is the country. We represent Nigerians here. If those are not taken care of within the first 6 months, this same Senate that members have applauded you, commended you, and will approve you, the same Senate will call on the president to send you packing, so that any other person that is saddled with the responsibility that you are saddled or will be saddled with, which quote and unquote will be within the sphere of security responsibilities, will sit up when and if such a person is saddled with the responsibility you are saddled with. To this, or with this, once more I congratulate you and I caution you to have, I don't know if you play polo, because you are not a polo player, I would have known, but for you, for an officer retired that has gotten to the level that you had gotten, eyes on the ball. Thank you.
Address them. So starting with the issues of General Uba, very unfortunate for a brigade commander to be captured and shown the way they did. It's really unfortunate and it's very painful. I want to assure Nigerians that we will not stand by and see terrorists have the capacity to do such. We're going to go after them fully, working together with all the security agencies and all the NDAs that I've said. We're going to investigate fully. So I know the Senate has established a committee to look into that. The armed forces also has a way, and then from the defense, we're going to make sure that we continue with the oversight over their activities. No indolence, no act of cowardice will be entertained. We're going to make sure that we follow them critically to see what they are doing from the commanders down to the troops. They must be professional. I was wondering how the general himself was alone when he's supposed to have his own troops with him. So there are questions that need answering. And I can assure you, sir, we're going to get to the bottom of this. We'll find out what happened, who are those involved, including that one for the children at MAGA. It is unfortunate that the troops will be there and then will leave and shortly something happened. It is unacceptable. And I can assure you, sir, we're going to investigate, and all those found culpable will face the law accordingly. And we'll make sure that we monitor all the activities of the armed forces and the security agencies, make sure that they remain very, very professional. Any information that comes will be treated adequately, and make sure that the troops also take action as quickly as possible. But I want to assure Nigerians that, sir, coming on board, having served 39 years all through my career in the armed forces, we have seen what is going on, we have understood what is going on, and we know what we need. All I'm appealing, sir, is that with your approval, once we come on stream, we're going to come back to you, sir, to show you exactly what we need for us to do better, for us to achieve success. We can win this war, but we must work together. We must get the support, because I can tell you, not calling members, there are still a lot of gaps within the armed forces that is also mitigating against them be able to achieve success fully into what we're doing. And like I said, we need the state governors, we need everyone to be on board for us to be able to achieve that. So my assurance is, from day one, we're going to monitor and review all our activities, all the operations that we're doing. Where we have done wrong, we're going to take measures to address them. Where things need to be done, we're going to, and then we're going to come back again, sir, because there are areas that we need your support. And like Senator Lawan mentioned, the issue of funding. without proper funding, it's going to be extremely, extremely difficult. But I want to thank the Senate again, sir, for all the support, but to assure Nigerians and the Senate that we are going to spend everything that is required to ensure that there is peace in Nigeria. Our children are going to be secured and safe, but it's going to be that all of us are working together in ensuring that is achieved. Thank you very much. Kidnapping of school. With technology, working together with the armed forces, the police and other security agencies and the communities. I think that's where the gap has been. We will be able to address that properly. I'll be able to also secure these children and to stop issues of kidnapping all over the country. Distinguished Senator Ahmed Lawan, sir, thank you very much, sir. I think one basic area we're also going to look at is accountability of the armed forces. Whatever funds has been made, we want to make sure that the funds are properly utilized. And I think that is very critical so that we can make sure that whatever it is we're getting are things that will help us and assist us in the members of the armed forces in carrying out their action. Senator Musa, on the issue of policy. Yes, sir, I've been operational all through my life. Now the issue of policy. And I think that's very important, sir. What we have observed over time is that with the MDAs, we have not really been able to get the full support of the MDAs. I think one mistake we make is we think the armed forces can solve all the problems. The armed forces solution is just 20-25%. Majority has to do with good governance, building capacity, working together with all the other MDAs. The police has a lot to contribute. Civil defense, all other agencies, including Foreign Service, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Interior. So we need to harmonize all this diplomatically again, our neighboring countries, Cameroon, Chad, Niger, Benin Republic. We need to also reach out to
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope. We are going to spend a lot of resources on education. We will.
I'm not a killjoy. But I can promise you this 100% that everything that guy is saying is pure bollock, bullshit, nonsense, just normal political talk. Telling you what you want to hear. He's been there. He's plotted, I expected, right? He has plotted attacks, or should I say a pushback against these terrorists in the past or something. We've had soldiers killed under him. We've had soldiers kidnapped under him. We've had soldiers ambushed under him. Maybe not just him, others as well. But he was there. I can assure you that we are going to investigate. The position is correct. I mean, the position he left, they gave it to Oluyode, that big giant man, who is now your CDS. That one never said him since they killed the brigadier general. No him. It's been like, parading the asshole rock, taking pictures with Tiknumbu. This guy used to wear uniform. 2 months ago, he was wearing khaki. He was wearing khaki to go inside the asshole rock. The guy that dressed in kaftan to be your minister now, he was once wearing the full, the full regalia of military to stand in that same dock, in that same Senate, and he promised them when they wanted to confirm him as a CDS. He was in that same place. He promised them 3 years ago. He promised them that we will make sure we change the tactic, we involve technology, the blood. Go and play his videos. But Nigerians suffer from what is called the Stockholm syndrome. It's one hell of a crazy memory loss for Nigerians. Now, you don't go where Agbada, you don't go where Kaftan is now assuring, which I assure you that we are going to make sure. So tell me that I'm somebody who is a pessimist and you are optimistic, or you are an optimist. So you may believe him. I don't believe him. I don't believe in jack nonsense that comes from his mouth. The whole performative show that you are watching there, if you are a regular viewer or follower of what's going on in that contraption, it won't move you. All of that is just for the next 72 hours. He is so excited. There is a politician. He's going to be a minister. Minister. Sure you get? He is super excited. Now he's promising the mumus who are going to see end up in the hand of their kidnappers. He's telling them, we are going to use technology. We are going to our border. We are going to nye. Before you go to all of that, if Musa want to be taken serious, by tomorrow morning, Musa should order the arrest of Matawale. Once you arrest Matawale, Bello Matawale, arrest for Food Kayode, arrest Bagudu, arrest Remi Tinumbu, arrest who else do I have in mind? Begin the arrest like Gumi and the rest of. So by the time you arrest all of these people, you have your terrorist sponsor in Nigeria. Some of them will confess. Others will rat out some of their colleagues. You can go after the terrorists in the forest. Hold it later. Koko pick, you know, like they say. You pick all those ones that are the first culprit, the sponsor of terrorism in Nigeria. They are suspects. Pick them up. I've got names here in case if they need help. These names were released not long ago, by the way, right, by the UAE government. And it became obvious that most of the characters on this list, right, they are terrorist sponsors. These are not allegedly, these are confirmed terror sponsors in Nigeria. Listen to their names. And there are also BDC, Burundi Changes, owned by this Fulani, Hausa, Kanuri, all these terrorist sponsors in northern Nigeria. They have their shops in Lagos, offices in Lagos, in Port Harcourt, in Ibadan, in Kano, all these places. They are Burundi Change. They are for terrorists in Nigeria. If you have seen any of, I don't know if they are still operating, no, I'm not sure. Possibly they are, or they've changed names. When you hear the names of like Tukomamu, that one is in prison right now. They are charging him for collecting over, he collected nearly ₦1 billion in ransom for terrorists. On behalf of terrorists, he collected nearly ₦1 billion. He used to follow this guy, Sheikh Osama bin Gumi, all over the place to meet terrorists too. They were meeting terrorists. And they are using that as consultant for terrorists. So if they kidnap your family member, you call Gumi. Gumi will call Tukomamu. Tukomamu will bill you. Then the terrorists will say, pay Tuko. So you pay Tuko. Then they will arrange on how to bring your children or your family relative back, right? Is number one. There are others. You have a Yusuf Ghazali. You have a Muhammad Sani. You have Abubakar Muhammad. You have Salamuddin Azan. You have Adamu Ishaq. You have Asana Oyiza Isa. You have Abdul Karim Musa. You have Umar Abdullahi. I don't know all of them, but Tifnumbu knows them. All your security agents in Nigeria knows them very well. Then you have the Burundi Change and some companies. You have, there is one, they call it West and East Africa General Trading Company Limited. Is a terrorist, financial cell in Nigeria. You have another one called Settings Burundi Change Limited. Another one called G-Side General Enterprises. That one is in Kano and is also in Lagos. Desert Exchange Ventures Limited is mostly in Kaduna, Kano, and Lagos. You have Eagles Square General Trading Company Limited. That one is in Abuja, Kano, and Lagos. Alpha Exchange BDC. That one is in airport in Lagos, airport in Abuja, as well as Kano. These are terrorist cells, companies, names, they have owners. So in case if they are looking for any tip, give us a tip of those who think they are terrorists. I just gave you some. The name has been public. So the names have been public all this while. Sure you get. So this talk of we are going to use technology. No, pick up all these terrorist sponsors, all these cells first, and watch how the bloodline, or should I say the blood supply that the terrorists are getting, see how it's going to dry up, and they are going to die a natural death. So don't think that when we talk about the terrorists and their sponsor, we do not have some names in public already. So what are you doing with them? What are you doing with them? Musa?
That we first must love one another, understand that we're in this together, and believe that the challenges we're facing is a Nigerian challenge. It's not only for the armed forces or for the security forces, but it's for everyone working together. I want to assure you we're going to work united as we did when I was the Chief of Defense Staff. The important thing is for us to take the ownership of the challenges confronting our dear nation. These are things that we can defeat We can't win this war. But until we are deliberate about it, until the way we are determined, knowing that we are brothers and sisters, and God has a purpose, He putting us here together. It's not to destroy ourselves, but to build ourselves up. And that's, for me, the most important aspect, that all Nigerians must put hands together to defeat the enemy. The Sahel is heating up. And you can see what they are doing to Mali. We will not want such situations to come to Nigeria. That's why our borders must be secured. Our security forces must be empowered, must be supported. And I want to thank you most especially, Mr. President, sir, for all the support given to me when I was the Chief of Defense Staff. It made a great difference. The National Assembly stood by us all through. Despite the challenges, we were able to move forward. And I can assure you that together, as a servant of this nation, we will continue to work together in ensuring that we secure our dear country. Nigeria is great. And we will never be ashamed, and nobody can intimidate us. That I know. Because we are one people, God's people, that will continue to foster, no matter what other ones are saying. Everybody in the world knows Nigeria is great, and it will continue to do great.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
Times about nuisance. Otin sorry, politician already. Majority of them who are wearing khaki in Nigeria, pretending to be soldiers, they are politicians. In fact, when you go to that stage in Nigeria now, you should be getting ready that when you take off the jersey, when you take off the uniform, you can put on agbada, because you can even go on and be contest to become a state governor after your retirement from all the monies you have looted, stolen from we are fighting terrorism. These are a bunch of criminals. That's why I don't know. There's something in me that wanted to give him a benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, like, no, stop it, Maiyegun. Benefit of the doubt, now here we go there. He's a politician now, and if you watched that and you are telling yourself that, yes, that's the man for the job, that's the solution for. Anyway, part of his solution is that we should build a wall all over the northern Nigeria, Sambisa and all of that places, Damboa, all these places, Monguno, all these big, huge forests. So Nigeria will need, just so you know, Nigeria is going to need at least, no joke, Nigeria is going to need at least 118, is it 18 or 128 billion dollars? Dollars, you know, not naira. 100 and around there, 120 billion dollars for Nigeria to be able to build a fence that is going to cover nearly 1,000 kilometer like stretch, that is going to actually cover Nigeria from Benin to Burkina Faso to Niger to Cameroon, and then you can block the terrorists there so that they won't be coming into Nigeria. So is it 1,600? 1,600 kilometers. That's even like being conservative, like, so that it won't sound too ridiculous and exaggerated. But I Googled it. It said Nigeria will need at least $118 billion to build a wall in order to stop these approaching terrorists from coming into Nigeria. Right. So Musa believes that Baba Nigeria don't get border for North. Do you understand? Like, you could easily just, you feel waka from Niger, Chad, Burkina Faso, all these places, you feel waka enter Nigeria from any angle. Nobody will hold you. Like, there is literally no border. There's no checkpoint or anything. Shibi, you know that if you enter any country from any border town, you're going to see the border post. They're going to ask for your details, your identity, your travel document, and the rest of it. Even if you're from this West African country, right? Fair enough. You will still present an ID. No, you don't need an ID from that places, so from those places. So, but guess what? For you to pass through their country without any form of identification, they don't bond you well. It is only Nigeria that is the only country in the whole world that 70% of his own border entrance to his own country, 80% is borderless. It's just an open field, open land. Everybody, you're gonna need a wall. it is crazy. So the only thing that can save all of us, Musa and others, is that Musa should go back to the North Central Middle Belt and become the chief of defense staff for them in the Middle Belt and defend the Middle Beltons. Let the